இந்த ಗೋಳಿದೇನು ತೋತೇನು ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಟ್ಯಾಬ್ಲೆಟ್ Is it my slides visible? Audio is clear?
No, sir. No. Audio is clear. Slide is not visible.
Okay. I think now it is visible.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. So let us, good evening all. Let us briefly summarize yesterday's session, what we have discussed yesterday's session within 2 minutes. So yesterday we started with the definition of the systematic literature review in the broader sense, as it is a rigorous, transparent and reproducible for providing a comprehensive summary for a specific research question. Then we discussed about the systematic review and narrative review difference. What are the differences are there in the systematic review and narrative review. After that, we discussed about different kinds of reviews that are generally comes under the in the while along with the systematic review. So the broader umbrella, that is evidence synthesis methods, these particular reviews are come under this particular methods. So I have explained scoping review and rapid review in brief. So next we discussed what is the difference between the narrative review and scoping review. So as we know, scoping review lies in between the above than the narrative review and just below the systematic review. Then we have summarized the different kind of reviews: narrative reviews, systematic review, meta-analysis, scoping review, rapid review in a one line. So all are for the creating the evidence for better decisions. Then after that, we seen type of reviews, different kind of review questions. Based on review questions, we seen the type of review. So first type, population intervention, comparator and outcomes. We are continuing this particular type, first one, along with the this entire session for all the steps of the systematic review and meta-analysis. So if in this first question, population intervention, comparator and outcome, if you have any exposure, if you want to study exposure on that particular population, then the format becomes PECO. PECO here, instead of I, it will be E, that is exposure. The same type, same method will be there. Intervention, rather than intervention, if you want to study about exposure, you can substitute with E. So that is the one concept. Then we discussed all these types, and then we studied original research study and systematic review process, how these are different. Then we briefly discussed about the review question, how to we form the review question, how we can get the systematic review questions or research questions based on the general topic or field of interest. Any confusion in the any problem or any claims, and some other methods are also there. I explained some as my personal opinion, the clinical practice problems, and based on the gaps existing in this systematic review published papers. So that type you can also or your own interest. You may interested in any kind of topic. Initially, we start with the question, then we will modify it, improve it, then it will be become the research question. Initially, it is a general question, whatever concept or topic we have interested, then we will modify or improve it as a review question. So another concept we discussed, the review question should not be too broad and too narrow. So that's also we seen. Then why, even though we study the, we include the studies in the SRMA of same kind, but they are not same. How they will differ? We also discuss this one. So stages of framing the research question. So initially we define our research question. Later on, based on literature search, we can also refine our research question, and making the registration in the Prospero. I give just brief information. Then after the research question, we have to develop protocol. I have told we have to do the protocol. Then someone if interested, you can also publish protocol also. Then collaborate with the specialist and refer this particular conference handbook and include the search protocol and document everything. So these are the general things. Then today we will move on. As yesterday you got know, you understand that how the research question should be developed, and you have I have shared one document that is for just creating the idea. They are not ideal research question generated by the AI, just to uh, s- 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 make you understanding the concept. So you have also given the answers also. So based on your answers, the concept is cleared for you. I will show that document also. The basic purpose is simulation is needed. We are not going in detail, but now you have understood. In research question, there are four components are there: PICO, population, intervention, comparator, and outcome. So then, so here we completed first one, that is frame the research question. Frame the research question. We now the first step we came to know how to frame the research question. You got the some basic idea what is the research question. Then next step is we have to develop the search strategy. So whatever research question we developed, so we have to retrieve the papers, or we have to collect the research papers or data related to our research question. To find most appropriate research papers or data, we have to develop search strategy. Without proper search strategy, we are not able to get all relevant documents related to our research question. So yesterday we completed one step, that is framing the research question. Today we will focus on the developing the search strategy. So before going on the search strategy, I will go some basic concept behind it. I will explain. Just I will go with some theoretical background, then you will understand what is the before we are going properly search strategy. So generally in systematic review and meta-analysis, we need the softwares. So softwares are essential part of the systematic review and meta-analysis. So this is a brief idea why softwares are needed in the systematic review. That is, it will help for the collaboration, organization, and minimizing the human error. And blinding is also possible with the softwares and data extraction. So these, for this kind of work, we will need the software in this SRMA. Then how does software works in general? Generally, softwares are built for this specific work. nowadays what happening, even softwares are getting inbuilt with the AI integration. So we can easily import the citations, we can do the title abstractioning, you can say the full text training and data extraction, data analysis completely with the softwares. So I will show all the tools, whatever freely available. Just this is for the information. I have added the slides. Then now the concept starts. Before starting the search strategy, there is a concept called precision and recall. So this particular concept we need because it is important for the search quality. So generally this concept will be used in the systematic review, in AI also, in sometime diagnostic purpose also, and information retrieval. This precision and recall concept will be used. What is the precision and recall? So the core meaning concept, precision means how accurate your search results are. Recall means how complete your search results are. Just I will read once and I will explain. So high precision means narrow search. You will get the fewer results, but most of them are relevant. So what is the recall? It is a broader search, more results, and most of the relevant one are captured, but it is broader set, but it is sometimes it may get the not relevant, not too much relevant articles also. So that's why we should not go for the high recall or high precision. Our should be, our aim should be in between. That is, we should aim for the recall. That is, we should not want unnecessary research also, and we don't want to lose, or you don't, if you are going very precise search, then you may lose some other relevant searches. So that's why precision means how correct my results, recall means how complete are my result. For example, I will show in the next slide. So based on this is a precision and recall concept. It is important for the before developing the search strategy. Generally, what we will do in the general search for other purposes, we will go with very accurate or high precision. So we will get the only those kind of the papers. But in systematic review and meta-analysis, actually we need the recall. We will prefer recall rather than the precision, because our aim is to get the all kind of papers relevant for the our research question. So if you see here, the second number one, understanding, for example, if you search Ayurveda in bronchial asthma, if you search 100 papers retrieved, then if you go with very this is precise one, Ayurveda medicine or any specific medicine if you take, then if you go with the precise, then there may be very relevant papers you may found, but you may get the less papers. But recall concept is there, then you will get the relevant research search articles along with the other relevant articles also, but that will give the more number of results. So theoretically explaining it was somewhat difficult. I will show in the PubMed, but just I am trying to explain the concept. It is difficult to understand theoretically, but just listen this particular two slides. So this third one, for example, using recall means using the large kind of net. So you can get the you can catch the fish, plastic, weeds, garbage. So in recall process, you may get the relevant items also and many irrelevant items also find. But there is a low precision. So, but in a precision concept, it is exactly like cooking the fish. So you can use only that kind of search strategy. It will only catch the fishes. So accurate results are there, but many fishes may escape. So here high precisions are there, but low recall are there. So final conclusion, what is the takeaway point in this particular slide is, in systematic review, recall is more important than the precision. So generally we thought precision is more important. No, generally in systematic review, concept is more important than the precision. We don't want to lose any research papers. If you are going very specific, then you may lose the other things also. But if you get some unrelated relevant items also, later on we can screen and we can remove that. But at initial level, you don't want to lose any relevant data. So that's why this recall concept is more relevant in the systematic review and meta-analysis. So this is the core idea behind the concept between recall and precision. So I hope you have cleared this particular concept. I have made it very simple. Uh, out the final outline message is, recall is important compared to the precision in the systematic review and meta-analysis. Why means, in further subsequent process, we will go for the screening. If initial screening only we are going with high precision, we are at the chances of losing many relevant documents. So that's why we are go with the recall concept rather than the precision. I have given some examples. I don't know how much that will convey you. That is high precision research. That is Tamaka Swasa and Vasa Avaleha and pediatric. For example, I want to see the effect of Vasa Avaleha in pediatric patients suffering from the Tamaka Swasa. Then if I search, you advantages is you get only fewer papers and most relevant papers you may get. But important study may be missed because we are using only precise words. So that kind of things you may miss the important studies. But in recall concept, can you see here, you can search with asthma or bronchial asthma or tamakaswasa and Ayurveda or Ayurvedic or herbal medicine. So we need the larger net to capture the most relevant papers. So this may give broad search, but less chance of missing the studies. So this example, if you see this particular example, you will understand what is the precision and what is the recall. So I hope I have made this concept clear. Is it okay? Or any doubt? So, before doing the search strategy, why I have explained this concept means, we don't want more precise terms and more things. We should broaden our search. Then we will get the more relevant studies. So that is the concept behind the search strategy. Then a comprehensive search should be done. First, we should go with the database searches. Then we will go for the gray or unpublished researchers. Then we will use this citation tracing or snowball tracing. Then hand searching is also advisable. But in modern science people, what they will do, they will go with generally they will go with the database and registries. And many publication I have seen, they will not go with the gray literature, because gray literature searching is not a mandatory one. It is best method, but database searching and clinical registry searching is most appropriate. So that is mandatory one. That's why. Sorry for this disturbance. So this is the steps. First we will search in the database, then we will go with the gray literature. But gray literature is not mandated by the Cochrane publishers, but it is best way to go with the gray literature to avoid the publication bias. Then we will go for the citation backward and forward citation tracing. Then hand searching, because many of our dissertations and thesis may not be available in the online repository. Then we can also go for the hand searching. So for us Irish people, the gray literature or unpublished literature research is also very important. That's why because not all good studies are not published in the journals, index journal. Many people will do the study and they will submit, and they may not be published in the papers. That's why gray literature is also important for the Ayurveda to avoid the publication bias. So database searches is basically we start with the database searching. Most common databases are the PubMed, Embase, Web of Science, Cochrane Library, Scopus, and etc. So generally, it is recommended that Cochrane guidelines suggest that we have to search for minimum 2 databases. Generally, we will use PubMed because PubMed is free one, but Embase, Web of Science, Cochrane Library, Scopus are the paid one. We if any institution have institutional access, then only it is possible to search in the Embase, Web of Science, and Scopus. They are paid one, but Cochrane recommends at least 2 database base should be used. So it is better to start with PubMed and Scopus. If both are there, then you can publish your paper in reputed journals. If you are not have access with the Scopus, so other data free databases are there. You can combine with them with PubMed and can publish, but directly the publishers will not naming this. We need the Scopus or Web of Science, but Scopus and Web of Science generally covers the larger the broad data. That's why we have to add PubMed and Scopus. If you don't have any Scopus access, you can collaborate with the any colleague who have access in the Scopus, or anyone have Scopus access. You can send your search strategy and they can provide the results. Then gray or unpublished literature search. So what is mean of gray literatures? So it will include the conference proceedings, thesis, dissertations, clinical trial registries, and government reports. Initially, these things are considered as the gray literature. Why it is important to search the gray literature means it will reduce the publication bias. So common sources of gray literature is this open gray clinical trials.gov, WHO, ICT, RP. I will show one by one in the website also, Google Scholar. But initially that is concept like clinical trials are kept in the gray literature. But now the Cochrane guidelines has made the recent update that clinical trial registries and are no longer considered as the optional gray literature sources. They are now considered as mandatory and highly recommended in the comprehensive strategies. So initially what happens is, so if you search the 2 or 3 databases, it is not mandatory to search in the clinical registries, as they are comes under the gray literature. But now Cochrane has made the changes. Along with databases, the clinical registries also mandatory for the comprehensive research. So this change has been made. The clinical trials and WHO ICTRP, these both belongs to trial registration websites. These have to be we have to include it in the mandatory search. Now these are not in the gray or unpublished literature. Then Google Scholar, generally Google Scholar is a search engine. Why we have categorized in the gray literature means Google Scholar is not a specific for the indexed papers or not like that. It is general search engine. It will retrieve all published, unpublished, some thesis, document related to that particular concept. That's why it is a tool for the one of the most important tool search engine to get the gray literature. That's why Google Scholar is considered as the gray literature. So don't confusion. Google Scholar is itself is not a gray literature, but it is the major tool to identify the gray literature. That's why the Google Scholar generally we consider it as a gray literature. So this concept you have to know. So along with this we can also do the citation tracking. Means if you are getting any research paper, then if you see the references given in that particular research paper, then if you search that references, you may get the relevant studies for our research question. That is backward citation. What is forward citation means the present paper, the relevant paper, which paper you are studying. If this paper is cited by the any other papers, then also we will go with that particular research papers, and we will see whether that papers are relevant for us or not. So this is backward and forward citation tracing. Backward means if a research paper is there, the given references below in the that particular research paper, if you go all the references given in the research paper, then you identify relevant things, then that is backward citation. Then if you go with the this particular paper, if you copy paste the title of this particular paper, present paper, in the Google Scholar, then you how many paper citing this particular paper, research paper, then we go with that particular papers who are citing this present paper. Then that if that particular papers are relevant for us, then that is called as a forward citation tracking. So I hope this particular things are clear. So any doubt here? Hello?
Hello. Yes, sir.
Okay. So any other have any doubt, or I can move on, or I can revise, or anywhere if you have confusion, you can ask here also, or when you move on, then also you will get the clarification as we will see on the exact websites and portal. So these are the theoretical concepts. So some preconception is needed before going on the hands-on. That's why I have explained. So this is Prisma flow diagram. Whatever you are seeing here is this is Prisma flow diagram. So Prisma reporting guidelines is the different. This is Prisma flow diagram. So don't confuse between these. Prisma flow diagram, we will give the whatever how much data we have identified, screened, how much we removed. Prisma flow diagram will give this particular idea. Prisma checklist. Prisma checklist will the reporting guidelines as the consult guidelines are there. That's like the checkpoints are there in the Prisma guidelines. So that is reporting guideline. That is Prisma. This is Prisma flowchart. So if you see the Prisma flowchart, can you see this yellow color one and this is the gray color one? Are you able to see this particular headline colors? Hello? So these two
Hello.
sections, can you see one is in yellow one, and another one is gray one.
Yes, sir.
So this particular part, so if you can see here, it has three sections. One is identification, second one is screening, third one is included studies. So this white part means generally many modern researchers, they will use this part only. They will go with the database and register, and they will remove the duplications, and they will screen, and they will include studies, and they will publish. So if you are going for the gray literature, then you will go according with this particular Prisma chart. This is included, as Cochrane is not mandating the gray literatures. They are recommended but not mandatory. So that's why if we are this particular Prisma flow diagram is relevant for us, because we are going with the gray literatures. So records identified from the websites, organizations, citation searching we have to mention here. Then we will go how much papers or thesis or data documents we are able to retrieve, and reports. So because in gray literature, if you get the title, abstracts, and things, but if you are not able to get the whole thesis or material, that particular data, then we are not include in that particular in this studies. So that's why how many we retrieve, how many reports we not retrieve, we have to mention. For example, I found in the online, there are 4 theses are available on my particular topic. But if you are not able to retrieve the whole thesis for the SRMA, then we will remove or we will mention these particular reports we have not retrieved. So we have to mention. There is not a mandatory whatever results available we have to include. If they are, sometimes what happens, many research papers, they are paid one, they are not open access. So we try to contact authors, or we can take the help of the our colleagues who have the access for the Scopus or that paid subscription. If you give the paper title or link, they can download and give you. But many times it is not possible to get the full papers. Then we have to mention how many papers we are not able to retrieve. So that part is there in the Prisma flow diagram. So everything will be transparent here. So how many we are getting, how many we are removing, then why we are removing, reasons also we should mention in the Prisma flow diagram. So this is about Prisma flow diagram. So I hope this much concept I have made clear. With this background, so yesterday we have given one assignment, developing the research or review question and identifying the PICO format. So this one I have given for just getting the idea. For example, you go with your topic, Ayurveda and hypertension, convert into a specific review question, as this is among adult with essential hypertension. Does Sarpaganda reduce the blood pressure compared to the standard hypertension treatment? So this is just for example. Here they have taken standard hypertensive treatment. So if you want any other alternate treatment, you can add in the protocol also. So this is just for the example. So then here they have divided population, essential hypertension with adults, intervention is Sarpaganda, or you may take general also, because many times you will not get very specific papers in the Ayurveda, as I mentioned earlier. So along with Sarpaganda, we can also search the Ayurveda medicine terms also. But as per protocol, this is a good question. Sarpaganda specific intervention I needed, or herbal medicine or Rasaushadhis. Slightly we go with the more broader to get the more research paper. If you are getting the more relevant articles, the Sarpaganda only, then it is okay. We have to search with synonyms, botanical name, scientific name, some extract of this Sarpaganda. Then we will get the more studies. So we can keep as it is also. But it initial search, if you are not getting the more relevant or more articles, even though we are searching very good, then we may make this somewhat broad with the intervention, because the publications are very less. Less means in the sense, the PubMed and other data are not having many Ayurveda published articles. That is the practical problem. Comparison with the antihypertensive treatment standard outcome is reduction in the systolic and diastolic blood pressure. So are any other example like effect of Ayurveda medicine and diabetes? So that kind also we can do. So these are other general examples. So these are submitted by the topic androgenic alopecia. They have made the review question, and they have mentioned the population. So here intervention is LEPA. If you take the LEPA, so LEPA, which kind of LEPA? If you have any specific LEPA or the broader term for the LEPA, you can include here also. Then comparison with the specifically minidoxil, or minidoxil is a general name, but or you can also keep it as a standard treatment also if you want. Specific is also okay, but the problem is we will not get the papers. But if you broaden the search, then you can get the articles with the minidoxil. But if you go with only minidoxil, then you may get the very less papers. The outcome means whether the alopecic outcome, whether the regrowth of hair is there or not. So that is yes or no kind of outcome is there in this particular uh, research question. Then another one topic is yoga and anxiety. So review question is Nadi Shodhana Pranayama is effective in reducing generalized anxiety disorders among the medical students with comparison uh, to no intervention, or you can also take as a standard intervention. We can compare. Population here is uh, students with anxiety disorder. Intervention is Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. Once again, it is a specific good question, but specifically we are taking Nadi Shodhana means we may get the less papers. So if you kept it as a pranayama, then there are chances of getting the more papers. In comparison, if you in general initial search, we will not go with the comparison, but protocol we need which from which we are comparing. It may be standard treatment, no treatment, or uh, standard or no treatment, or placebo. So we can add this in the protocol, but initial search we will taking only population and intervention most of the time. Outcome, the reduction in the score of this particular scale. We will seeing the reduction in the score of this particular Hamilton's anxiety scale, or if any other scale is available to measure the anxiety level, we are also including that particular scale. So this is how we are making the recall, overcoming the anxiety. So with this, we will go with the next concept. So now we made the now we understood the research question, and we know the PICO. Then to search this research question, we have to make that search strategy very comprehensive and robust. So to do that, we have to do initially, we have to extract the concepts from the research question. So to do that, so from our research question, we have to extract concepts. So we have to extract the concepts, and we have to make initial free text search before going the proper search in the databases. So this concepts we will derive from the PICO model. For example, just for example, I am taking the this first example only. So this is my research question or review question. Among adults with essential hypertension, how does Sarfaganda reduce blood pressure compared with the standard antihypertension treatment? So population, adults with essential hypertension. So essential hypertension is my primary concept, essential hypertension, or I will take simply hypertension also. So adult population, if it is adult, we don't know, we don't want to mention. If you have any specific kind of, then specifically in children or old age, though that kind, we can also add that specific group of the population, or keep it as another separate concept. But generally, we will go with the broader search as the recall concept. If you go with the adults essential hypertension, so that kind of things, so that may narrow down the searches. So initial search we will use as much as broader concept. So second concept, what I can take after the population, so intervention, sarpaganda is my intervention. This I will take as a concept 2. So concept 3, you can keep it as adults, or you, if you want any specific age group, for example more than 30 years only, or so that kind of specific group, you, if you want, you can make the concept 3. Then concept 4, if you want any specific measure outcomes or anything, you want only a systolic blood pressure, or high, diastolic blood pressure, or mean arterial pressure, or any other methods to uh, measure the hypertension reduction, or some other blood investigation, or any other kind of things, then you have to keep it as a concept 4. But generally we divide the PICO into the concept 1, 2, 3. But initial searching, we will search with the P and I. P means population, I means interventions are used for the initial search. We will not use the comparator or outcome in the initial search for the search strategy. So this is I, this is C, and this is outcome. So I am not taking this concept 3, concept 4. Only I am taking concept 1 and concept, that is population and intervention. So next task is, we have to identify synonyms or different words used for the hypertension. That may be Ayurveda terms or modern terms, or any abbreviations, acronyms that will represent the this essential hypertension or hypertension. Just for example, I am taking hypertension and essential hypertension. Both are same here for such purpose. So you can find out the search synonyms and other things. So how to search synonyms and phrases, and sometimes the spelling variation is also there. For example, the same word may be different in the UK English, sometimes US English, and some according to some country, it may changes in the spelling variation also. We have also add with the spelling variation. So as I am not very much sure how much synonyms are there, everything. So here comes the group work. So what we will do, we will go in the PubMed first. I will go with the PubMed. I will I have login with my account. You can create your account with the PubMed with the Gmail. You can use the user ID password, and you can create your account. It is free. So in this particular search bar PubMed, what I will do, so my interest is population is hypertension and sarpaganda. So what I will do, I will go with the general search, hypertension, hypertension. So you know the Boolean operators are and and not, not. I will explain later on, but for free text search, I will show I am using and hypertension and sarpagandha. So just I will general search as we do. So can you see there is a no search that is automatic term mapping called the PubMed will map the terms automatically. There is a no words word. It is not mapping sarpagandha and hypertension. So then we have to modify our search. That is, instead of sarpagandha, I will type novel serpentines. So more serpentine. So that is generally used. So now I will click on the search. No, now you can see there are 38 results. So now PubMed is automatically mapped. There is a no word like hypertension and sarpagandha combined together. I want hypertension also, I want sarpagandha also, but it is showing not no papers. But if you use hypertension and serpentine, the term is there that is identified by the PubMed, and it is gives the 38 results. So this is the importance of taking the more synonyms, more abbreviations, and whatever words related to that particular thing. So now if you go this particular paper, then we can go with the this abstract. So serpine is an indole alkaloid extracted from the Rauwolfia serpentina roots. So I can copy this particular term and I will paste here. That is Rauwolfia serpentina. I will get one term here. Then if reserpine can be prescribed alone combined. So reserpine is also indicating the same thing, that is sarpagandha. Then if you see any other term that is related to this reserpine, Rauwolfin serpentine ho gaya. Then if you come to below, sometimes they will mention the mesh terms. If full text is available, here the full text is not available, then I will go with the next paper. I am clicking here, next result. So if you go with the this paper, I don't found any relevant things, then I will skip here. Or here in this particular paper, they have mentioned hypertension word is there. That's why this paper is came, and serpentine is also there in anywhere. That's why it is given in the result. But as this is free text search, if we are not finding any synonym or any usefulness, we will move on the next. Then hypertension word, we have hypertension. There is a portal hypertension is there, but we are not interested in portal hypertension, so I am not taking this one. So here you can see the hypertension. These are the subgroups: portal hypertension, bar complications. So specific things if you want, you can use this particular term in the search strategy. But we are not interested in the portal hypertension or complication. We want only hypertension. So we are not getting any words here. So I am not getting the words because this is very common words. So I am just explaining the process of we can go with the identifying the similar words. So like this, we go one by one. Then if any synonyms are found in the keywords or in abstract, we can take that. Otherwise, we will sit and we will discuss. So whatever other synonyms are explained for the essential hypertension. So some papers may be mention it as a simply blood pressure. So you have to include that one. Then Can anyone tell any other word that will related to the essential hypertension or hypertension term? You can chat in the chat box. Any Ayurveda term related to hypertension? Generally, which word will be described in the research paper to explain the hypertension? So you can discuss. Otherwise, if you otherwise we will go with the as I shown research paper free text, and we will get the synonyms. But we are not getting the synonyms, means you can also take the use of the AI also. So I will show you in the chat GPT how we can take the help to find out the synonyms or similar words. So generally we have to do this exercise with the peers, but even though if you we are getting some synonyms but not all, then we will go with the taking the help of the AI also. Just what I have done, I have copy paste essential hypertension. I am conducting free text search. Can you provide? So instead of typing, what I will do, I will copy paste these things. This particular thing I will copy paste, so the chat GPT will understand what I need. So I will click this one. So these are the main terms of the core synonyms of the this particular hypertension. Then it has given essential hypertension we can add, primary hypertension we can add, idiopathic hypertension we can add, then essential high blood pressure, primary high blood pressure, and idiopathic high blood pressure. So these are the different terms we use for the this particular essential hypertension or primary hypertension. And some spelling variations, UK US spelling variation, hypertension, hypertensive, blood pressure elevation, raised blood pressure, elevated blood pressure, high blood pressure. Some paper may written with high blood pressure. So older or traditional terms also it is mentioned, because any older papers, they are not mentioning the essential hypertension. They started with the benign essential hypertension term for the same similar word. So if we are not using this term in the search strategy, we may miss the many articles. So arterial hypertension, systematic hypertension, chronic hypertension. So even though we are not exactly searching the essential hypertension, if we use these particular terms for searching, we will get the relevant answers. Some layman terms also, high blood pressure, high BP. Generally research article will not use the layman terms, but if you are not getting any other terms, more synonyms, then you can search with these kind of synonyms also. So how much vast, how much synonyms, how much words we are searching for the particular concept, then that much of papers we are getting, we will not lose the papers. Sometimes acronyms. So some papers simply explain the any paper have hypertension, HBP, BP elevation in the smaller abbreviation also, that will also uh, uh, we will fetch with the paper. So clinical document variation, essential hypertension, primary hypertension, chronic hypertension, stage 1, stage 2. So this kind of things are also there. If you want any specific stage or subgroup, then also we can add with the these particular things: clinical categories, population specific, adult hypertension, elderly hypertension, drug related term. So these all are there in the PubMed also, but intentionally I am not showing because I don't want to confuse you. Just my intention is to get the some synonyms of the essential hypertension or hypertension that may help me to search the paper related to the hypertension. So I will paste here. So these are the terms I found from different ways, by finding in the research paper or dictionaries, by different websites. But here I have used AI for the time saving purpose, but we can ideally do with the our colleagues by the this particular task. So sometimes AI may give the a wrong answer also, but we have to identify whether these are suitable for searching for a high blood pressure or not. We have to conclude. For just demo purpose I have mentioned here. So can anyone tell any Ayurvedic term used for the hypertension, so we can use in the search strategy? Can anyone tell which terms we can use for the hypertension? So for this, we can also take the help of the previously published papers. For
Hello.
example, hello,
Hello.
hello, madam.
Sir, we can search with Raktagat Vat.
Yes, yes, ma'am. That is also Raktagata Vat. So this one is Ayurveda term we found. So is there any other terms are there? So how much terms or synonyms we used, that much strong will be our search strategy. So that's why this task is very important. Creating the search strategy is most important in the systematic review. For example, you can also see this particular paper, effectiveness and safety of the Ayurveda intervention in the essential hypertension, a systematic review and meta-analysis. So with this paper, so they have mentioned the search strategy. So here you can go. We included database like these databases. So the search strategy was centered around these terms in describing Ayurveda interventions: EH, that is essential hypertension, primary hypertension or essential hypertension, and Ayurveda or herbal medicine plant. This synonyms for the Ayurvedic medicine. So if you go with this supplementary material, you can see whatever other synonyms they are used for the hypertension and Ayurvedic medicine. So I will go simply. Here the supplementary materials is there. I will download supplementary material because this study is related to hypertension. So if I see the whatever terms they have mentioned search strategy, I will include in my study also. So for example, they have mentioned for intervention Ayurvedic medicine, Hindu medicine, Ayurveda intervention, Ayurveda therapy, Panchakarma, herbal medicine, Ayurveda plants, polyherbal formulation. They have mentioned for disorder or disease. They have searched with primary hypertension, essential hypertension, and idiopathic hypertension. So this one I can take from here as primary hypertension, essential hypertension. I have taken already. Even idiopathic hypertension I will take here. So one Ayurveda term we got Raktagata Vata. Raktagata Vata. Is there any other terms the Ayurveda faculty are using to represent the hypertension? We have to sit and we have to do that thing. But I will
Hello,
show
sir.
one.
Can be considered as Rakta Chapa also, no?
Yes, ma'am. We
Yeah.
can include Rakta Chapa.
Chapa, yes.
Rakta spelling CHAP.
Yeah.
Just I am correct me if spellings are wrong. So one of the project I have done with the AI, I will show with that. So with that, we will get, we know the international classification of disease 11 that the Ayurveda WHO is giving the terminologies for the Ayurveda terms, that is ICD-11 classification. So there they have mentioned the disease name and modern relevant term for the that particular disease. So we have that one. I have made one project on that. Ayurveda PG research front offense literature review. That is Namaste portal. So Namaste portal. So in Namaste portal, we have the ICD codes, that is terminologies of Ayurveda, for example, Jataragni. So how we can correlate with this particular concept with the modern terminologies. So we have the ICD-11 in the Namaste portal. So just I have made the project of that codes only. So for example, if here I am asking, give me Ayurveda terminologies related with hypertension. For hypertension, there is no one-to-one classical Ayurveda disease entity, but the terms are there. That is Raktagata Vata, Madam has told. There is a Siragata Vata, Vanavata Dushti. Someone has mentioned Vanavata Dushti. The hypertension can be considered. They have published with the Vanavata Dushti. Someone is Rakta Dushti also in the broader sense, as there is a no direct correlation. Rakta Vruddhi also we can be taken as a one of the indicating the blood pressure in Ayurveda term. Then Ucha Rakta Chapa. So someone has already told Rakta Chapa. Then Pitta Prakopa. Someone may in the context, if Pitta Prakopa is there, in that context also the hypertension. So these are the possible words we can get to relevant articles. They are not exact one, but these are the words possibly present in that particular paper also. That's why we need the add the all kind of these things. So it is in our end also. So ChatGPT is giving this particular outcomes, but whether this Pitta Prakopa is more suitable or not, ultimately we have to take the decision. So whether we have to include it or not, we have to take the decision, the subject expert, and we have to sit reviewers, and we have to take the decision. Then Siroruja, that is headache. These are the symptoms. Because in the context of hypertension, these things will explained in the papers: headache, Brahma, Anidra, Chittodvega, Damani Kaఠిన్యత. So some Damani Kaఠిన్యత is also leading the blood increased blood pressure. So these are the relevant terms related to the hypertension. So there is a no direct term with the hypertension. So ultimately it is giving, when conducting search, hypertension, high blood pressure, elevated blood pressure, essential hypertension, Ucha Rakta Chapa, Raktagata Vata, Siragata Vata, Vata Prakopa, Damani Pratichaya. So we have to decide once again whether we have to take, that is Damani Pratichaya. What is the exact meaning of Damani Pratichaya? We have to see. Damani Kaఠిన్య we can take, because of hardness of vessels we may get the blood pressure conditions. So Anidra, Chitro, in the many research paper related with the hypertension, they will add the some in the broader term, that is cardiovascular disease or cardiovascular conditions also, because many papers describing the blood pressure in the context of cardiovascular disease also. So this is the very broad concept to search, create the search strategy for the our concepts, or Siragata Vata, Raktagata Vata, Vanavata Dushti. So we can add for an ICD-11 for traditional medicine. So it is telling, I can also identify the exact standard terminology. So I will see whether it is give any other exact terminology. Just I will do the. So once again, it has searched and does not have any single disease entity equivalent to essential hypertension. You can cross check this one with the Namaste portal also. So there is a description will be there for the essential hypertension. These kind of the things are there. Damani Pratichaya or Vanavata Vikara, Siragata Vata and Raktagata Vasa. So this is how we can get the synonyms for the Ayurveda terms. Generally, we have to sit subject experts, peers, and we have to identify synonyms and other terms related to each concept. Then we have to build the a comprehensive strategy with PubMed general papers. So like this, you can go with the other databases and you can search for the free texters. This thing is called as free texters, free text search, and we are developing the concepts, and there we are building the search strategies. So now for the demonstration purpose, I will add uh, these two only. Siragata Vyata and Vanavata Vikara. I hope you are able to getting what I am explaining. Hello? Hello? Is there any confusion? Hello? Can you give
No,
me?
sir, no confusion.
Okay, okay, okay. So what we have done, we made the PICO into concepts, but for search, we need only population and intervention. In some cases, we need the specific population, adults, children, that will keep in the concept 3. But now we are building the search strategy for the concept 1 and concept 2. So I have searched the many papers. I have found these particular terms are relevant for the hypertension. Then for Ayurvedic terms, Raktagata Vata, Ucha Rakta Chapa, Siragata Vata, Vanavayu Vikara. So I have identified and listed here. Then it comes to next one is, there is a concept called mesh word or control terms in the databases. You may heard in the PubMed, there is a term called mesh terms, that is medical subject heading terms. So certain terms, the PubMed is, that is PubMed is a search engine that will retrieve the data from Medline, other non-Medline database, and PMC, that is central publication, that is where the full texts are available. The PubMed will search these 3 databases. The Medline uses the mesh terms for that papers presented in the Medline database. So they have some, they will identify some terms. They have label that as a mesh terms. So like this, the Embase database has the control vocabulary. In there, we will call that control vocabulary as a M3 terms. So in mesh for the PubMed and M3 for the Embase. So what is the main concept behind this mesh term and M3 terms? These are the database specific terms that the experts identified. These terms are universal or important. Then they have given mesh tag for that particular terms. So if, for example, if you search hypertension, you will get the hypertension as a mesh term. I will show in practically. But problem with Ayurveda terms is, if you search Raktagata Vata or Ucha Rakta Chapa, our terminologies are not identified as the mesh terms. We only search our terms as a keywords. So that is one problem. That is actually not a problem, but our words are not categorized or identified as a mesh term. But we will go with the key as a keyword search. So now, what are the mesh terms are there? You have to search and you have to fill here. But I will show directly in the PubMed how to search whether that is mesh term or not non-mesh term. So then for Sarpagandha, so similarly consider we have done the task. We reviewer sit and we are worked and we are getting many synonyms. So for Sarpagandha, I want other words. If you are developing free surgery for Sarpagandha, so one Ravalfia serpentina. So alternative scientific spellings. So someone may right click this Ravalfia serpentina. So we have to search with this also. So I will add here Ravalfia serpentina. So here I think we have taken this one. Then R serpentina. Some papers may write only R serpentina. So Ayurvedic name Sarpagandha. Some variations are there. Then Sarpagandha Moola, Sarpagandha root. So we can also add these terms also, because we don't want to lose any papers. So I will add only small, very some terms only for the demonstration purpose. Sometimes synonyms from the Ayurveda also we have to add. I don't know whether this is correct synonym or not. Chandrika, Nakuli, Ifena Gandha in some text are there, because blindly we cannot trust the related to Ayurveda concept from ChatGPT. So anyone from DG department can this confirm whether this is a synonym of Sarpagandha or not. So if this particular word is there, then we can use it as a synonym or search word keyword for that particular thing. So some paper may mention it as a Indian snake root, because initially it was known as the Indian snake root. So I will take that serpentine root, snake root, but I will take one only because of lack of time. So sometimes the researchers only mentioned on many people are interested in the reserpine. They also mentioned reserpine only. So I have taken this word. So now what we have done, we have collected the synonyms and different terminologies and other keywords for these concepts. Now I will go with the PubMed. Now my search strategy, the concept keywords I have started. Many people, what they will do in the word file, but even I don't try that method. I will show you very easy method, so that will be more useful and give the more papers. So what you have to do, once if you get the all the synonyms and words like this, then you go for the PubMed. So I have already logged in the PubMed. Then don't search here, it is for general search, this search bar. Here you can see advanced. Are you able to see this particular option, advanced? Can you appreciate this advanced option? So we can click here advanced. Then you will see this particular interface. So I will delete previous one first. So what left side we are seeing, many fields are there, but we will go with the mesh and title abstraction fields. So first one, I will click mesh terms. So as we know, the PubMed will identify some terms as a mesh terms. So first what I will do, I will copy paste the blood pressure. So I have pasted blood pressure and I am searching in the field of mesh terms. So I have pasted blood pressure word. So I will click here, show index. So are you able to see blood pressure? If you click here, show index, it is automatically dropping some results. Blood pressure 322/699. It means blood pressure is identified as a mesh term in the PubMed. So simply what you have to do, if you click here blood pressure, can you see the blood pressure in bracket, it comes as a mesh term. So then what I will do, I will here second one, I will click on this download arrow, add to history. So here the first search, blood pressure with mesh terms. So how many results we will get? 322,463. So if you click here, that much results are there with the blood pressure mesh term. So then blood pressure, so then we have to mention here the blood pressure is mesh term. We seen the blood pressure is identified as the mesh term. So I have pasted here. So this is the data we have to maintain. So we have to provide for the publisher. That's why whatever we will do, everything should be documented. Then what I have done, the blood pressure is mesh term. So I have added to the history. Next, what I will do, I will search this blood pressure in the title and abstract field. So just I will explain, then later on I will give clarification why title and abstract only. Just for the demo purpose. Now I have added blood pressure as a mesh term. Now I want blood pressure as a in the title and abstract. Then what I will do, I will click on add-on history. Can you see here? The results are different, 387,941. Can you see here? So what is the difference between these two results? I have included the same blood pressure as a mesh term, then it comes as 322,463. When I have added blood pressure as a common keyword, that papers have blood pressure word in the title and abstract, then the results come 387,941. So can anyone tell why this difference is there? So in which results, which search more results are there? Which one has more results? Can anyone?
Second one.
Second one. So why means some papers are there, even though the blood pressure term is there, they have not identified as the mesh terms in that particular papers. So before this mesh term thing started, there may be possibility of papers, they have blood pressure term, but they are not tagged as a mesh term, or the mesh term is only specifically for Medline database. But PubMed is searching Medline, PMC central, PMC, that is central database, and that is PMC means PubMed central and non-Medline databases also. So PubMed, if you go with only mesh terms, the PubMed will take the results from the Medline database. If you go with the blood pressure in the title abstract as a keyword, it will take blood pressure non-identified as a mesh term. That research paper also it has taken, and some papers from the other than the Medline also it has taken. So it is very important, each and every term we have to search with the mesh and common keyword. So sometimes the word is not recognized as mesh term, then leave it, okay, we can go with the common keyword. But for single term we will go with the for mesh and blood pressure. So this is first concept. As we will move on, we will get the it clear. So first what I have done, I have searched with the blood pressure word. Then what I will do, I will do with essential hypertension. I will copy paste. So once again, I will go with the mesh. I will click mesh and I will enter the essential hypertension. Then I will click on the show index here. So can you see essential hypertension? It is drop down. These much results are there. Then I will click here. Then it automatically takes mesh term because it is identified as the mesh term. Then what I will do? I will click on here, add to history. So that my third search is essential hypertension mesh terms. That is 3051 results are there. Then next what I will do? I will go for the title and abstract field. Once again, I will click on the search for the essential hypertension. But now I will not go for the show index. The show index, you have to click only to check the mesh, whether that term is mesh identified or not. So now we are in the title abstract field. We are checking essential hypertension in the title abstract. So even though you click here, it will show on the mesh, but we are adding it as a search in the title abstract. Now what I will do, directly I will click on the add to history. So can you see, for every term we are adding two times. One it as a mesh term, one as a common title abstract. Second, essential hypertension as a mesh term, as a common title abstract. So next thing is primary hypertension word. So I will copy paste this one, primary hypertension. Once again, I will make this one mesh terms. I will click on the mesh terms. Then I will copy paste. Then I will click show index. So here you see the primary hypertension is not coming in this particular below. Primary immunodeficiency disease is there. Primary. So as initially we check essential hypertension, then it shows as the results mesh term. But here primary hypertension word, it is not showing any word. So that means this primary hypertension term is not recognized as a mesh term. So then what we will do, we will check in the title abstract, because primary hypertension is not present in the mesh term. Then the next step is title abstract. So next what I will do, I will click add to history. Can you see here, blood pressure is there in the mesh term, that's why we done mesh and title. Essential hypertension is in mesh term, that's why we done in the mesh and title abstract. But hypertension, primary hypertension term, we don't have the mesh term for, or this primary hypertension is not considered as the mesh term. That's why we directly go with the title and abstract. Next, what I will do, I will go with the, so instead of going all these things, I will skip these two and I will go last one for so what I will do, I will once again go with the mesh terms. I will copy paste idiopathic high blood pressure. I will check. So idiopathic hypersomnia. So this means idiopathic high blood pressure is not considered as a mesh term. Then what I will do, I will go with the title and abstraction. Then what I will do, I will click on the add to history. So it is not mandatory every word is comes under the mesh term. First we have to check whether it has been identified as a mesh term or not. If it is not identified, then we will go with the title abstract. If identified, both things we have to use it for the search strategy. So like this, For each word, we have to repeat this particular task once in checking in the mesh, once in the title and abstract field. So next, for example, I will check this Raktagata Vata. So I will make this as a mesh word. Search in the mesh term. I will copy paste Raktagata Vata. I will here. So no, Raktagata Vata is not identified as a mesh term. That's why it is not showing. Then what I will do, I will go with the title and abstract. Then I will add to history. So your search was processed without automatic term mapping because it retrieved 0 results. Because if you enter Raktagata Vata, there is a no term that is given in the PubMed. So, but we have to mention that because we got the zeros results when we use the Raktagata Vata term. So don't remove it because it is also one of the transparent process. We tried all the possible synonym, but it got the 0 results. Keep it as it is duplicated. I will delete one. So Raktagata Vata title abstraction 0. Keep it as it is. Then what I will do, I will go with the Rakta Chapa. Once again, for mesh words, definitely the mesh word is not there for Ucha Rakta Chapa. So that's why I will go with the so I will just check, click on the add history. There is no results. So I will delete one result. Title abstract. So keep it as results are 0. Then, so we done with the one concept is essential hypertension, different synonyms and different terms we have used, and we have made the our search strategy. So here comes the concept of Boolean operators. There are 3 Boolean operators, as you know, that is are, and not. So I hope I will show here. I will type here. There are 3 Boolean operators are there. That is and, are, and not. So are we are using for the or Boolean operator we are using for the similar term. So essential hypertension or primary hypertension. Then the PubMed will retrieve. So if any papers have word with essential hypertension or primary hypertension, so it will broaden the our search. So it is used for the similar words, similar terms, related terms. The Boolean operator and is used for the combining, for example, hypertension and sarpagandha. So it will use for combining different concepts. So we want hypertension and reserpine. Then it will give only results. Those papers have primary hypertension and sarpagandha wordings. So that's why and is reducing the number of searches, but or is broadening the searches. Not generally, sometimes people will use, but generally in search strategy we will not use this not Boolean operator. For example, primary hypertension, not portal hypertension. Not portal hypertension means some papers have portal hypertension wordings also, but we don't want that. But generally Boolean operators we use in the search strategies are, and these two are we are using. So how we can use this particular Boolean operators? Sometimes, so this is about Boolean operators. Sometimes there is a concept called this truncation, that is asterisk mark. For example, if you are studying the intervention in the children's, Then there is a many variations are there. That is child, children, childhood, like this, the development and developing. So if you want to search all the papers having these different wordings, you may enter multiple times. So here the truncations will come to help. For example, if you search child with asterisk, then it will automatically take the results of children, childhood. If you search develop and asterisk, if you give the asterisk, it will automatically search develop, development, developing, so any other variation of that particular word. So sometimes we need this asterisk mark, the truncation, what we call, or wild card also, we generally people will tell, but this star is there for the to identify all kind of different wordings. So instead of entering multiple times development, if you simply type develop and give the asterisk marks, it will cover all variation of the that particular word. That is the one thing. Then asterisk, as I have explained, develop, if you give the asterisk mark, that is development, developed, developing. So this kind of variations it will cover. So sometimes we will use the question mark in between, because some papers will publish the spelling WOMEN, some papers WOMAN, woman. So instead of searching woman with A spelling and woman with E spelling, if you put this particular question mark in that particular area, then it will search both this word and this particular word. So this is the use of wild cards. So these are the multiple examples when asterisks should be used. For example, there are multiple variations are there: education, educator, educational. So if you give the after the educate, if you give the, generally we will give the asterisks after the four words, 4 or 5 words. Educate, if you give the asterisk mark here, it will cover all the other variations. So some databases also use the dollar sign also, but here PubMed we are not, I have not seen, there is a less use of dollar sign, but asterisk mark you can use in the PubMed. So another one is double inverted comma. So as I will explain that there is a concept that is double inverted comma. For example, acute infection. So acute infection, if you search the database, sometimes what database will think this particular term as a acute is different word and infection is different word. So it may map with the acute as a acute terms and infection as a infection terms. But this is not, these are not different words. We want combined acute infection. Then you have to do with the double inverted comma before and after that particular term. Then the database will understand this is the single word. So wherever acute infection is there, considered as single term, that will give the similar papers. So this is about using inverted comma in the search strategy. So one thing you have to see is, for mesh terms or embase terms, we should not apply this uh, inverted comma or asterisk, generally called as wild cards. We should not use for the mesh terms, because mesh terms are the controlled vocabularies. M3 is a controlled vocabulary for the embase. You should not use the asterisks and other wild cards for the mesh or M3 words. I will show in the PubMed. So there is another concept called operators, near operators, and So generally this particular strategy will work in the Scopus and Web of Science. So PubMed it will not work. So for just information, I am telling what is near operator means. If you have two words, within how many words of after the how many words, if you want this particular term, it will combine that particular result. For example, here I need drug and adverse. So in between there are some words are there in research paper. Then I will use this particular syntax. I will use drug, asterisk means drug, drugs, or any other variations are there. Then near means, near three means, even though three words are there in between drug and adverse term, it will cover. For example, it will capture adverse effect of the drug and drug induced adverse reactions. Even though I have not searched for the drug induced adverse reactions, it will take the results research papers where this kind of words are there. So this is near operators, but PubMed we will not use this one. So for PubMed you can use the asterisk marks, Boolean operators, and this inverted comma. But one thing is in PubMed, so even though you should even title abstraction, if you are not using inverted comma also, then automatically the PubMed is taking the inverted comma. That is also there when you searching in the title and abstraction. For example, primary hypertension. If I see the primary hypertension, see here the inverted comma is there in it is automatically added the inverted comma, as the primary hypertension is the single word. It is not showing primary as a different and hypertension as a different. So if the same thing, if you search with other fields, for example all fields, the primary hypertension, so can you see here? Can you see here? Primaries or primary and hypertension. It is not taking primary hypertension as a single term. It is dividing the primary separate and hypertension separate, because I am searching in the all fields. If you are searching in the title and abstraction, no need of giving the inverted comma. But if you are searching the terms in the all fields, you have to use the inverted comma. For example, now I will use the primary hypertension. Now I am searching all field only, but I have given the primary hypertension in the inverted comma. Then I will add to history. So this is primary hypertension quote phrase not found in the phrase index, primary hypertension. Somewhat I have made some mistake. But this is showing this primary hypertension is not there in the phrase index. I will show with another example. Acute infection. I am searching with the tag all fields, acute infection. If I add to history, can you see it is taking acute or acutely or acutes, and it is adding with the infection. So it is taking both two terms are different. But if I take inverted comma, acute infection, then I will search, and can you see here acute infection without inverted comma, 416374, but with inverted comma, can you see 11,491 here? How it is searched, how it is mapped? So acute infection, it is taken acute infection as a single term. So if you are searching in the all fields with this kind of terms, you have to use the inverted comma to consider that particular time as single word. If you are not using inverted, if you are searching in the all fields, then it will take the different terms. But generally, the good thing is for developing search strategy, we are using mesh term one time, then next time what we are using, title and abstraction, because we want our key terms or synonyms should be present in title or abstract. Should the word should be mentioned. That's why we are restricting ourselves in the title, abstract and mesh term. We are not taking the searching the keywords in the all fields, because if you search in the all fields, the many irrelevant things are also came, but it is the keyword should be essentially present in the title or abstract. That's why we are restricting ourselves mesh and title, abstract. I will delete these things I have shown just for example purpose. Are you able to understand what I am explaining? Hello? Hello? So if you are not able to getting exactly now itself, if you go through one or
Hello,
two.
sir.
Hello?
Ji, sir.
Is there any confusion, madam, or whether it is clear?
No, it is clear, but what is the importance of mesh term?
So importance means that the Medline database, they are developed that standard control vocabulary, madam. It is not for us. They are creating this some vocabulary. They are identifying the term as a mesh term for their indexing purpose, easy indexing purpose. That is manual task. Suppose if any paper uploaded in the Medline today, so there is a less chances of labeling terms, mesh terms in that particular paper. So the basically the purpose of doing mesh term is the database. They are because certain disease, many researchers are publishing in the different words, different terms. So they are giving a specific word, they are considering it as a medical subject heading. So that is standard one. For example, hypertension only, someone is repeating blood pressure, someone is as in hypertension, someone reporting it as any other arterial pressure, or so like that. But they are fixing one standard term that will be considered as the standard medical subject heading for their database. That is the mesh term, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Not all databases have this kind of control vocabulary. So Embase, there also they are also using the control vocabulary, but there they call it as a M-tree. There here PubMed we are call it as a mesh terms. So other databases, these control vocabulary is not there. In Web of Science, there is a no control vocabulary. Even Scopus does not have the control vocabulary. Only Embase as M-tree as a control vocabulary, and PubMed has the mesh term as the control vocabulary. So that is the standardization purpose.
Yeah, hello, sir. What is the difference between mesh and M-tree?
So M-tree is a brand name for Embase database, madam.
Acha. And mesh is for WHO.
This PubMed, madam. Actually.
PubMed.
PubMed means Medline. This PubMed is actually search engine. It is taking the data from the Medline. Medline uses the mesh term.
Okay. And M-tree and Embase?
M-tree is the control vocabulary for the Embase database.
Acha. Okay. Thank you, sir.
For example, if you search this essential hypertension in the Embase data, in bracket that will comes as the M-tree term.
Okay. Can you give an example?
So
Here, sir?
What,
For
madam?
M-tree example, can you just show one?
Because I don't have any that particular database, madam. Embase, the concept is same. As we are trying, for example, I will show. Consider this is Embase database. As I am clicking here mesh term, there is a option M3 terms.
Acha. Okay.
So if I
Like
click
the
that,
empty term also. Ha.
then if I search this particular essential hypertension,
Mm-hmm.
hypertension, and I am here searching for show index, there as essential hypertension is identified as mesh term. If essential hypertension is comes there in the M3 terms, then this is this particular term as identified as the M3 terms. The
Okay.
similar thing is there.
Okay. Okay. So thank you.
Okay. So what we have done, we have searched the hypertension with a different synonym. Then I will search this particular intervention in the PubMed. Now the similar task, Sarpaganda. So once again, mesh term, I will remove this Sarpaganda. I will click show index. So Sarpaganda, it is not coming in the mesh term index. So what I will do, I will go with the title abstract. Then I will click on add to history. Can you see Sarpaganda is not identified as the mesh, but Sarpaganda in title abstract, we got the 14 results. So how it searched? Sarpaganda word is there in 14 papers. So Sarpaganda search is there, but Sarpaganda is not in the mesh term. So if in mesh term, if that particular term is not there, don't worry, search with the title abstract. If it is in the mesh, then you have to search for the mesh and title abstract. Then second one, Rawalpia serpentina. So I will check for the, so I will once again change it for the mesh term. Mesh term, and I will search. I will click on the show index. So Rawalpia administration and doses. So as this Rawalpia is serpentina is not mesh index mesh, but Rawalpia is indexed. Both are same. They are taken only Rawalpia as a mesh term. So even it is okay, Rawalpia also, and the subgroup is administration and doses. We are also seeing the Rawalpia orally administration also. So that's why it is more relevant for us. So that's why I am adding the history. It is given. So why this is not showing? I have searched with the Rawalpia serpentina, but the mesh term has the Rawalpia only. What ideally what we have to do? Rawalpia serpentina is not there in the mesh word. So even I am okay with the Rawalpia also. Then what I will do? I will enter Rawalpia. I will enter show index. Then I will add it to the search history. So now what I will do? I will search Rawalpia serpentina as a keyword in the title abstract, because I came to know the Rawalpia serpentina is not there in the mesh term. So title abstract, what I will do? Rawalpia serpentina, I will adding in the title abstract. Can you see 10 results are there? So can you got the point here? So even though I have started checking the Rawalpia serpentina in the mesh term, but I came to know Rawalpia is there in the mesh term. So that's why instead of taking Rawalpia serpentina in the title and abstract, I have taken one more extra Rawalpia as a mesh term. So it will increase the search papers. So that's why this exercise is needed. So even Rawalpia is also synonym of the whatever intervention I want. So like this next. So just I will not go with the all these synonyms. I will last go. For example, I will take this only Sarpaganda Mula. So actually, mesh term for Sarpaganda Mula is not there. Can you see here? Sarpaganda Gandha Mula is not there. So what I will do, I will take in the title abstraction. Then I will add to history. So even Sarpagandha Mula is also not, word is not there in the title abstraction, but no problem. You can keep it as a, keep it Sarpagandha Mula 0 results, because we are not getting with this particular keyword. So no problem. So what I will do, ideally what I have to do, I have searched the all synonyms with the this particular blood pressure and intervention. What actually I have to do here, I have missed one step. Uh, After the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and this search, I have to add these searches with the R. For example, blood pressure. I will click add to query. That is blood pressure mesh term. Then I will click here add with or. So blood pressure or blood pressure as a title abstract. Then I will go with this one and I will click with the add with or. Then I will click here. I will go with the add with or. So how many I have used? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this is fifth one. I will click add with or. Then sixth one, I will click with add with or. Then eighth one, I will click with add with or. Then 10th with add with or. Can you see here? So if you want to do this manually, it is very confusing, where we have to put the bracket, where we have to do this particular inverted comma. So this one is very confusing. Even though I have, why I am using term is R means these are the relative term. As we explained, R is used for the similar words or similar terms. So I want blood pressure or blood pressure in the title abstraction, or essential hypertension as the mesh term, or essential hypertension in the title abstract, or primary hypertension in the title abstract, or idiopathic high blood pressure in the title abstract, or raktagata vata, or ucha rakta chapa. I am adding, can you see R, R, R for the related words. I am building the search string now. R is using, but here I have by a mistake I have taken and should not be there, because the ucha rakta chapa and because if you give the and, it will considered as a, this concept is different and this vata ucha rakta chapa will be different. Why it is taking and? Because this particular ucha rakta chapa, this particular search is taking as a ucha different, rakta as a different, and chapa as a different. But we have to remove this from the, just for the concept, we will remove this particular ucha rakta chapa. Anyhow, it will not given the result, but initially we have kept, but as it is taking all fields, or what you can do, you can search with all field. You have to use the inverted comma. Ideally it should be take the inverted comma automatically, but here this is the practical problem. Ucha rakta chapa, it is not mapping with any term, because it is an entirely different word for the PubMed. So that's why it is taking different terms. It is not automatically taking the inverted comma. That's why the results are coming as ucha and rakta and chapa. Are you able to understand what I am telling? If this kind of term is there in a rather than Ayurvedic term, if you searching in the title abstract, it will directly takes the inverted that particular comma. But here, because of this term, it is not identified and it is taking as the this particular uh, uh, results. So what I will do for demonstration purpose, I will delete this one. I will redo once again for clarification, or you can add title abstraction. You can give the inverted comma and ucha rakta chapa. Why I am manually adding the inverted comma? Because this term is not recognizing by the PubMed. That's why I am manually I am adding this particular thing. Or you can also now we can search with the all field also, because anyhow we have used the inverted comma here. So we can also search all field also. So can you see here? Then also it has the zero results. So can you see details here? Even though we are using inverted commas, it is, this phrase is not found in the phrase index. It is still taking ucha as separate, rakta as separate, and this particular uh, word chapa as the different one. So this kind of practical problems will came while searching for the Ayurveda terms. So if you keep it, it is okay, but you can remove it also, it is okay, because anyhow it is giving the zero results. So no problem will be there, because if we are giving one or two results, we will keep, even though it does not have any values, but it is uh, doing problem for the search strategy. That's why it is better to remove. We have to take this decision. So you can also mention this thing when searching in the PubMed Ucha Rakta Chapa as a search query, but the it will not identified as a phrase in the PubMed. We have not used the synonym, and anyhow it has shown the zero results. So we can mention it also if needed, but generally the people will not consider this as the things. If they're the same term with zero results, not taking as a single term, then we can keep, but it is disturbing here. So I have removed that particular thing. So now what I will do, blood pressure, I will click on the add query. So next one, add with R. So because both are related terms, then third one, add with R. Then fourth one, what I will do, add with R. Then fifth one, what I will do, I will add with R. Then sixth one, what I will do, I will add with R. Then eighth one, what I will do, add with R. So here Raktagata Vata also, it is taking Raktagata as a different term and Vatagata as a also different term. So why I am removing this one? Because this and will be problematic, because the Boolean operator and we will use for combining two different concepts. The PubMed is thinking the Raktagata and Vata are different concept. But we know Raktagata Vata is a single term. So, but it is not identifying it as a single phrase. So that's why it is giving the error. So what I will do, I will remove this particular Raktagata Vata, this search. So here also what I will do, I will delete. So now what we have? We have blood pressure or blood pressure in the title. We have essential hypertension in mesh. We have essential hypertension in the abstract, primary hypertension in title abstract, or idiopathic high blood pressure in the title abstract. So these 1 to 6 searches are related to concept 1, that is my population, that is blood pressure. So we have combined these terms with the R. So now I will click here, add to history. So can you see the result 552 900? So now PubMed is giving results. What papers which have term blood pressure, blood pressure as a mesh term, blood pressure as in the title abstract, are essential hypertension. So all words it will consider, and it will giving the results of 552 900. It is very big number. So this is one concept, that is hypertension, we have prepared the search string. Now what I will do? I will do for the intervention. Now what I will do? Now from 11th search, can you see Sarpagandha? I will click add to query. Then I will click add with R. Then I will click add with R. Then I will click add with R. So can you see? I want Sarpagandha in title abstract, or Ravalfi as a mesh term, or Ravalfi as serpentina in the title, or Sarpagandha in all fields. And so here also it is taking Sarpagandha Moola as the different terms. So better we have to remove this one, Sarpagandha Moola. Sarpagandha Moola, I will delete. Any of it has the 0 results. Can you see? Now what I have done? Sarpagandha, Ravalfia, Ravalfia, Serpent. For demo purpose, I have taken only 3 keywords. Can you see here? Ravalfia, Serpent, and I have taken. Serpent I have taken. Sarpagandha I have taken. So many so you can ideally we have to do with all the enlisted synonyms. For practical purpose, we enlisted only little number of synonyms. In that also I am taken 2 to 3 terms for the searching. So now what I will do? I will click add to history. Can you see here? We have made 2 search strings. One for the blood pressure related synonyms, and it is giving 552 to 900. This is for one concept, that is population. And this is for Sarpagandha, that is intervention population. Sorry, intervention concept. This is for population, this is for intervention. We used R for these related terms. Now we have to join. I need paper with blood pressure and Sarpagandha. So we have to combine this particular search string and this particular search string. So just concentrate here. The number 552 900, next 1788. So what I will do? I will click here. I will click on add on query. Then what I will do? And now the actually we have to consider add with and, because we are combining 2 different concepts. So that's why we have to click here add with and. So now what PubMed is done, the whole thing and this particular thing as added, and it will search the papers. So can you see here? Here blood pressure related terms are combined with the R Boolean operator. When the blood pressure concept 1 is completed, it is adding with the and Sarpagandha, Ravalfia, or Ravalfia serpentina. So why I am using and here? Because we are combining now concept 1 and concept 2. Then I will click here add to history. Can you see here the results? 148. So this is our final results. The results now have both the hypertension words and Sarpagandha related terms. So this is our final results. So from 5 lakh, 50,000, 1,000. So from this we have got the 148 papers, 148 results. So with this number we can move ahead for the systematic review, that is next step, screening process. So before going to next step, what you have to do? So whatever search strategy we have done, ideally we have to make the document in the Word file. But as you can see multiple brackets, inverted comma, it is manually, if you make a simple mistake also, the whole search string will be not giving the same result. So that's why PubMed, the good thing is you can download your search details. Can you see here? Here you can click here, you can download your search history and save it. Later on for publication, you have to give your search history for the as a supplementary additional material. So this is advantages of PubMed. You can download. If you don't download, it will go within the 24 hours. So now you can see here. So you can see here everything has automatically what are the search strings, what are the things we done. Everything is there in the how many results we got for the each search is there, even date is there, even time is there, number of results are there, search details are there. So this particular file we have to keep in the one particular folder. Later on we can use this for the supplementary the search history. So rather than making the word and manually copy pasting, we can download this file and you can save it. Then so now I got the 148 results. So what I will do, I will click here 148. So can you see 148 papers with my search strategy? I have got 148 results. So these are the papers. Both have the Sarpaganda, hypertension word. Can you see essential hypertension, Sarpagandavati, efficacious of integrating yoga Ayurveda for hypertension because it has the hypertension word, and in between there may be some name, but it has taken hypertension. But we will consider later on screening and full stack analysis. If it does not have any Sarpaganda intervention, you can exclude there also. But with this search strategy, we got 148. It is good number of papers. We can now move ahead for the systematic review. So this is about search strategy. So now here one concept. So there are many filters are there. If you click randomized control trial, this particular filter, the PubMed will restrict only randomized control trials. Then the number will reduce. For example, if I click on the randomized control trials, so only 2 results are there because I am applying randomized control trial. So it is giving very narrow one. So generally it is not recommended unless and until a justified filter should not be used for the initial search. So I will remove this particular filter. So no filter should be applied for the SRMA for the as a general guidelines. We need the more number of results. Anyhow, if a randomized control design is not there in that study, we are excluding in the title and abstract screening. So even some people will restrict 5 years, 10 years. So if study design research question needs the restriction of years, you can apply. For example, robotic surgery or AI usage in the health administration. The AI has come recently. You can restrict for 10 years, 5 years, recent advantages. But generally, we will not restrict years also. So it is generally advised that you cannot use any filters for the initial search strategy. But some studies research question need the this particular filters. Then you can go with the filters that will come in the search string. You are using the filter, so you have to mention which filter you have used. So generally it is advisable not to use any filters, especially for Ayurveda research. Anyhow, we are getting low number of results. So if you are apply filter, further that will be reduced, and many other relevant papers we can miss initially only. So now what happened? 140 results we have. So we have to import this in the Jotaro or Mendeley for the duplication removal. So as you know, the reference management system, if any citation it has 2 times, it will identify the duplication in the Mendeley. Even I have conducted Mendeley workshop. I have shared that workshop recording video in the group. You can go through there. But even though you not seen that particular video, no problem, because we are using the new software Rayan for the duplication removal, it is screening process. So you can learn in Rayan also. So if you want how to remove duplication in the Mendeley, you can go through that particular video. But for this workshop purpose, we were using Rayan specific tool for the SRMA. It has inbuilt for the screening process, duplication removal process. I will show in the Rayan software. So now what we have to do? So import these results into the Rayan or Mendeley or Zotero EndNote, what we have to do? We have to click here send to. We have to click on this send to. So here many options are there. Can you see here last one, citation manager? Citation manager. So citation manager, if you click citation manager, so it is showing all results in on this page. So we here you have to some conscious, because it is showing all results in this page. If you created file with this, the only result showing in this particular page only, it is creating file. So you have to click all results. All results means whatever 148 results we got, I want all 148 results. That's why automatically it will takes all results on this page, but we have to change all results. Then you have to click create file. Then the file is downloaded in the NBBI format. So if you click, it will not open, because that file format is not supported for other softwares. It will open only in the Mendeley, Zotero and Rayan. So what we have done, we have downloaded the citation document of this 148 results. So then like this, we have found 148 results in the PubMed. So similar task you have to do in the Scopus, you have to do in the Web of Science, then download this citation document, and the downloaded citation document from, for example, in Scopus, the same search strategy, you may get the 110. Then you have to download that particular file. From above science, you may get the 200 results. Then you have to download that particular file. There may be RIS file, there may be CVS file, different formats are there. So whatever format available, you can download there, because Rayan will take care of all kind of formats, whether it is NBBI, RIS format or whatever format. It will has good even PDF is also it will read. So no problem with the Rayan. But Zotero or Mendeley, I think that they will good with the certain format only. Some citation manager need the NBI, some citation manager need the RIS. But the good thing with Rayan is it will support with the all kind of format of files. So this is the main process for search strategy. So how we will search actually in the databases. So if you understand the concept of search strategy or searching in the PubMed, the similar thing is there with the Scopus with 5 to 10% of modification. The interface is different, but the same things are there in the Scopus and Web of Science. But if you go for Embase also the same thing are there, but instead of mesh, you have to do like M3 and common word, M3 and keyword. So like that, you have to go in the Embase. So I prefer PubMed, Scopus. These are the main two databases. Along with, we have to search for Ayurveda people. We have to go with the subject related database, Ayush research portal. I will show. Then Dhara is there. Both are not that much user friendly like PubMed, but I will show. We as per protocol, we have to search subject related database. I will show tomorrow that also later on. I will show in the gray literature. Then all files we will upload in the Rayan, and we will do the hands-on of removing the screening process, that is removing the duplication and title abstract screening and other things we will do in the subsequent classes. So I hope I have made the comprehensive search strategy for the PubMed. So this is most crucial part for the SRMA. If we do any mistake in the search strategy, the entire study will be failed. So that's why we have to take more time here. And one whether we have done properly search strategy or not. So one guideline is there, that is press guideline. even Cochrane does not mandate the go with press checklist, but to ensure whether we done proper search strategy or not, we can go with the press checklist. So it will ask question whether translation of research question is there, whether your search strategy matches with the question or not. Basically, this checklist is for what we have to intend search, whether we have really searched that or not. So that's why if you check with these points, we will refine our search strategy. Generally, the librarian or any third person will do this particular one. Even we can also check for the correctness for the whether our search strategy is proper or not. We can go with the table this press strategy, but it is not mandatory. But it is, if you mentioned, I have created one dummy document. For example, if I go with the this press strategy, my research question is effectiveness of sarpaganda and reducing blood pressure among adults with essential hypertension, population intervention ka outcome. So inclusion exclusion criteria you have to mention. So later on we in protocol we will see. So you can give the comment on like translation of question, whether that particular question is searched for the in the search strategy that will cover the research question or not. So if not covered, you can rate as a revision is suggested. So whether I am using or and or truncation properly, then it has given no revision. Correct use of and or, because or I am using for the related terms and I am using for combining two different concepts. Subject headings, whether I have properly taken, for example, if I miss the reserpine in the mesh term, even though the reserpine is there in the mesh term, if I miss the reserpine in the mesh term, the revision is suggested. So like that, the press checklist will give the guidelines whether our search strategy is correct or not. It is optional, not mandatory. That's why many paper I have seen, they are not mentioned we have done press checklist for this search strategy. So that is optional, but if you go with that, you can, it is very good. So this is about today's session. So any doubt, any clarification, you can ask the questions. Otherwise, we will any doubt, any clarification.